Welcome to my channel. I'm having a horrible allergic reaction to something. Perhaps it's the poor air quality today. I got an alert on my phone. Yay for Central Texas living. Anyway, so basically, I have been going through, this is my second take, by the way. I've been going through all of the old videos, and since the one that I just posted, which was the psychiatrist appointment, I have found them a little lackluster and anticlimactic. Therefore, I am not going to be posting those, especially for the sake of catching up. However, this is definitely a video that I think I want to review. People have been talking about it. It's got a lot of views. It's got a huge like to dislike ratio. And yeah, so if it seems oddly edited, it's because I'm having to stop and blow my nose and I'm trying to cut it out so that it seems like I'm not doing any of that. But I am. Like, I literally just blew my nose, but you had no idea because I just cut it out. Anywho, so this has 124,141 views, 734 upvotes, and 13,000 downvotes. Okay, let's get this going.
Hey guys, so I wanted to talk to you about the weight loss doctor, the program, kind of like how I'm feeling.
I think we all know where this is going. I mean, I know now where it's going. I mean, I do. I know now where it's going. But this is also where I would have seen that it's going had I not been getting tweets and all kinds of things and seeing what's going on the Amberlynn Reddit and yada yada yada.
Doing after the high and the newness of it kind of has worn off. I really want to make this video short.
Which reminds me, I have a friend who also frequents the Amberlynn subreddit, and a while back, apparently somebody was talking about me on there. I don't even remember what the subject matter is now, but my friend was just telling me about this the other day because she totally, completely forgot to tell me this. So, had she told me this, I would have addressed it a long time ago. But anyway, if you're out there and you're the one that was talking about me on the subreddit, hello. Anyway, I just wanted to say that real quick before I forgot. Okay, let's proceed.
To the point, I'm going to try my hardest not to ramble, but...
Okay, so she always does this eye closing thing. She's swaying back and forth. She's most likely farting around with her hands, too. You know, possibly, like, nervously fidgeting.
I do have a lot going on up here. A lot I want to talk about. I feel like I'm totally going to forget.
Isn't that funny that she looked at the Lie Factor when she said that? She also was shaking her head just now. Let's watch that again.
I do have a lot going on up here. A lot I want to talk about. I feel like I'm totally going to forget everything.
She's not going to forget any of it.
I didn't write any notes. Usually I do. I'll write notes in videos where I just have a lot to say, but I didn't.
Did y'all see that micro expression? Something was very strange about that. Let's watch this again. I'm going to zoom in.
Everything, because I didn't write any notes. Usually I do. I'll write notes in videos where I just have a lot to say, but I didn't do that this time. I'm just gonna, you know, because I didn't write any notes. Usually I do. I'll write notes in videos where I just have a lot to say.
Okay, so she does this little, it's very strange. She's doing a lot of really weird things with her face.
A lot I want to talk about. I feel like I'm totally gonna forget everything because I didn't write any notes. Usually I do. I'll write notes in videos where I just have a lot to say.
She is shaking her head and she's kind of looking in Lie Factor, but what I'm actually seeing here is that she's shaking her head. She's disappointed that she didn't do any notes, but she's also looking downward in a place where she probably usually puts her notes. So she's actually going into a form of memory where she's visually seeing what it is that she's talking about. I've mentioned this before. I think it was somebody saw something on the table. I don't remember what it was exactly, but basically, sometimes when you're talking about something, um, something you did in a certain place, you'll often your eyes will trace back into those exact moments.
Okay, but I didn't do that this
She's got a
time.
little attitude too. Like so, she's pretty annoyed that she didn't take notes. Like, and she's obsessing about it. Um, it's bothering her. Which why she doesn't just do notes real quick, I don't know.
I'm just gonna, you know.
And also, I think she has a huge fear of embarrassing herself, which I think is where partially where the constant planning is coming along because she doesn't want to make a fool of herself. She might have had an incident that happened as a child where she got put into a position where she had to say something or do something that could be go down in history, like a video or maybe a class assignment or something where she's like, oh no, I'll wing it. You know, that Amberlynn overconfidence. Well, because it didn't go well, now she's obsessed with it. And so she's always disappointed with herself when she forgets to do that because she's always afraid that she's going to go back into that position that she was in years ago. This is all theoretical, of course.
Go off the whim and really just talk about how I'm feeling and what I'm thinking. So
She's doing her theatrical she's revving up. She's revving up for theatrics, okay? Another thing that she tends to do when she's about to cop out on something or give up on something is she often closes her eyes a little longer when she blinks, which I've told y'all in the past is an indication, as long as it's in a cluster, which there are other things that I'm looking out for as well. But the eye closing thing is one of those little signals that somebody may be slightly ashamed or yes, it could be that they're thinking hard, but and a lot of the times when Amberlynn does this, it's because she's disappointed in herself.
as you guys know, a couple weeks ago, I went to a weight loss doctor. I was so excited. I was like
She was.
amped up. I was nervous. But more than anything, I was excited because I was finally going to see someone that could possibly change my life.
Okay, so did y'all see that? She shook her head. She closed her eyes for a long period of time.
Anything.
She tucked her hair behind her ears, which is something that Amberlynn is notorious for when she's talking about something she doesn't really want to be talking about, something that she doesn't want to admit.
I was excited because I was finally going to see someone that could possibly.
Her hand gestures to me it seems like one of those frustrated hand gestures, like when you're fighting with somebody and you're like, I don't know what you're talking, like you just put your arms up, you bend at the elbows and you're putting your hands, whatever, basically what she's doing.
Changed my life forever. And I was just thinking a lot of positive thoughts.
She just checked herself out, by the way.
I was sending myself.
So again, okay.
Positive affirmation.
Okay, so I don't think she's actually telling the truth here. Based on her body language, she's done some shrugs, she's done some head shakes, she's looked into her Life Factory, she's tucked her hair behind her ears. She never had faith in herself in the first place. She was gung-ho about it until the day was done and she slept and it's the next day and the excitement was pretty much immediately over. And so she shrugs her shoulders and she's like, and I was sending myself positive affirmations, but she's shrugging her shoulders. So she's like, yeah, I mean, I tried, I mean, not really, but,
And I really, really wanted this to be good for me. I was so.
She is checking herself out so bad. Look at that.
like amped and like high off of the
She's
just
making
the
stuff up.
thought of finally putting my
Did you see this the slow eye close? She really just never had faith in herself.
life and my diet.
She did a little cringe there. She really just she just wasn't about it.
And my
Do you see that face? She's sort of scrunching her nose up slightly too, and she did not like what the doctor had planned for her at all.
my diet.
I mean, she is squinting so hard and her face is cringing so much. So she really hated every single thing that doctor wanted her to actually do. Any work that Amberlynn had to put into it, the moment that the novelty high wore down, as soon as that wore out, she was disgusted with the fact that she has to do so much stuff.
My food.
Oh, did y'all see that? Oh my goodness. Check this out. I'm gonna look at the corners of her mouth. Ugh.
And my diet.
Oh, she doesn't like that. She's also holding something back right here, and she's keeping her lips really tight. She has she's almost got like disdain for what the doctor told her that she had to do. Oh, did y'all see that? Look at that disgusted look. Oh my God, this is just loaded. Ooh, attitude. She's got some attitude, some like head shaking there. Okay, so she's tightening up her corners in a downward motion, which is sort of like, ugh. She is, you can't see it because of the fat on her forehead, and that's not me trying to be mean. That's me being honest here. She's got her eyebrows raised, so she's being a little dramatic. She's doing her, it's like the convincing look. She's trying to convince us that she was all gung-ho, but she wasn't.
Into someone else's hand instead of my own. Because
what?
Dude, into someone else's hand.
Hand into their hand? What was he multitasking? What does that even mean?
Instead of my own. Because
did he only have one hand? Was he a one-handed doctor? Was he a one-handed surgeon? So many questions.
I have failed time and time again. You guys know that. The thing is, I fail each new diet change, but I never, ever stop and truly just give up. That is something I will never do. It's kind of like when you first learn.
She doesn't know if she ever will stop. She kind of agreed with it, but her shoulders kind of shrugged with it.
Learn how to ride a bike. You keep failing and falling off, and it keeps happening. You keep falling. But what do? You get back on that bike and keep trying. To me.
But you don't restructure the bike to how you think it's gonna work, though. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't get up on the bike and rearrange all the parts and then expect it to work.
And for me, during this journey, I kind of feel like I'm riding a bike, trying to learn how to ride a bike.
Girl, you are trying to build your own bike, and you don't even know how to ride yet.
Fallen off this bike more times than I can count. And yeah, I'm a little afraid of getting back on. I am terrified of falling hard and harder each time because it seems like that's what keeps happening. But I still get back on. So for some reason, I thought all of it was out the window. My fear for change was gone. And I was going to do whatever this doctor told me to do. So I was going in super optimistic through the whole situation. And, when you're on a high and you don't sleep on it, you kind of act kind of manic, or at least for me.
See, I told y'all, once she got some sleep, oh my god, I nailed that shit. I nailed it. Ooh, sometimes I blow my own mind. Okay, I'm just kidding, but sometimes I actually do blow my own mind.
I do, I am bipolar. So it was a little bit of a manic situation. I was like, yeah, let's do this thing no matter what he tells me to do and all this stuff. So I was ready for it. Went to a grocery
She
store.
loves that she has the mania to blame now for her, which, I mean, it pretty much is. I mean, but she loves being able to say, like, I'm bipolar.
I was going to change my whole life, you guys.
She was never going to.
I woke up the next day and I was ready to eat the meal plan that he told me to eat. If you guys don't...
She was not. She woke up and she was done. She woke up and she was done.
Remember, that was 2 eggs, 2 pieces of bacon in the morning, and I was ready to eat the meal plan that he told me to eat. If you guys don't remember, that was 2 eggs, 2 pieces of bacon in the morning, and for my snacks, I was allowed to have beef jerky. For lunch, I was going to have a TV dinner of my choice, and then for dinner, I was going to have a turkey burger or a piece of chicken, and some broccoli. See, when I say broccoli, it feels very weird on my mouth.
What?
It feels very weird on my mouth. And I'm going to tell you guys why. I'm not saying this is a bad weight loss doctor. He's probably freaking amazing.
She doesn't think he is. She's also holding something back, and she's about to make something up.
But I do find some...
She was disgusted just now. Okay, I want y'all to watch.
Freaking amazing. But
So she's got a little disgust in her nose there and her lips.
I do find something...
She's nervously fidgeting with her hand. I don't know what she's doing. She must be wiping the table or something.
Odd and strange. And I had time to kind of...
Broccoli? Broccoli was odd and strange? Which, by the way, is redundant.
Kind of rethink, rehash.
Man, she's got so much disgust in her mouth. It's crazy.
And figure out if this is right for me.
Oh.
See, the thing is, I've had a lot of people contact me and tell me, sometimes the first weight loss doctor you see...
I don't know. I don't know about that. I think she's lying there.
Sometimes the first weight loss doctor you see...
I think she might have read this online. The thing is, she could just be getting vibes, I mean, she's not soulless. He may remind her of somebody. I'm not going to speculate here, but it could be that this doctor reminds her of somebody that she doesn't care for, maybe somebody who took advantage of her when she was younger. And the longer his face sat on her mind and his voice or whatever it is that's bothering her, the longer it sat there, the more it bothered her.
He isn't going to be the right one. Sometimes you don't even need to see a weight loss doctor. You need to see a nutritionist.
See, she's got Duping Delight there.
And I didn't want to believe it. I was like, no, this is going to be my one and only. I'm so excited. But let me just talk for a minute. So the first thing I found strange is that he didn't think weight loss surgery was right for me.
Wait a minute.
Weight loss doctor, he was stern, he was honest, he was funny.
All this is
and
honest,
he seemed a little bit rushed, but I can understand why. Like, he had a whole bunch of people. Like, he is like the weight loss doctor of the world. Like, I love it. Like, You could tell that he has just done this for a long time. He lost weight himself. Anyways, we're not like trying to go in the history of him, but I just want to let everyone know that it went really good. He did start off by saying, you need weight loss surgery. And he was explaining how it's so much money and that...
Okay, and then what did she just say?
But let me just talk for a minute. So the first thing I found strange is that he didn't think weight loss surgery was right for me. For someone my size, a lot of people my size, they get told that weight loss surgery is right for you. This is how you're going to save your life.
So that's what she wants
but
to hear.
But he didn't want to give me weight loss surgery.
But you just said that you definitely need it. So is it because he rejected you, Amberlynn? Oh my God. The weight loss doctor rejected her, I bet. Based on her vitals. Oh my God. She got her vitals back, y'all. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, so here's what happened. So she goes to this doctor. He's like, yeah, weight loss surgery would be great for you, but, visually seeing that she's extremely obese, he's like, well, let's try to get you to lose some weight first. Then he gets her vitals back and he says, wow, if I do surgery on her, I might kill her. Then there's malpractice, lawsuits, yada, yada. So my opinion is that he rejected her. She's lying. She didn't choose it herself. He rejected her.
I had told him I had the money, and he still explained to me he didn't think weight loss surgery was going to make me lose weight. And I was just like, okay. Second thing is this broccoli situation. So we were going back and forth, and he was telling me what to eat, and he was telling me what kinds of foods I like, because he didn't want me to eat things I didn't like, obviously. So he didn't mention anything of fruits and vegetables. Not a single thing. And for some reason that shocked me, because I feel like a good nutritional diet is to have fruits and vegetables. And I remember because I kept trying to because he kept just talking, it was he talked a lot about himself, which I enjoyed, because he was talking about a lot about his experiences and stuff.
Okay, but he's not experienced enough to deal with you.
On something else when he was trying to tell me what I was supposed to eat throughout the day. And for some reason, I even said this in the video before, he kept forgetting to tell me about what I should eat for dinners. And so finally, 3 different times, I was just like, so yeah, you didn't tell me what I have to do for dinner, and I felt kind of annoying, but that was the thing. That was why I went there. He was supposed to, tell me.
Isn't this amazing that none of this came up when she was fresh out of the doctor's office?
Looked at me and he's like, so what do you think you should eat for dinner? And before I could even say anything, Becky was sitting and she was like, I'm thinking chicken. He was like, exactly, just a piece of meat. You can even go to McDonald's and have cheeseburgers if you wanted. Off. But he wasn't mentioning fruits and vegetables, and for some reason
this feels like a lie.
Surprised me for some reason. So
because he's a doctor, and why would he not recommend vegetables to somebody who's super morbidly obese?
Well, do I have, stuff on the side?
She's making shit up, dude.
Or whatever, broccoli? And he was like, yeah, that's fine. But he was like, make sure you don't have a lot of it because it's filled with tons of carbs. And I was just like, okay.
Okay, but so there's 10 carbs in a serving of broccoli. There's 3.8, so there's 7 carbs in a serving of broccoli. And that's bad. Why?
For some reason, in my gut kind of twisted a bit. You know how when you should trust your instinct, trust your gut and your heart and what that says? I was like, okay, so he'd rather me eat, I'm not saying anything's wrong with like bacon and stuff, like have that in moderation, of course, but he would rather me eat like sodium-filled beef jerky,
No,
and he'd rather me go to
well,
McDonald's and have a cheeseburger over broccoli. For some reason, that like churned me, like in my stomach. It like made me feel weird, but I ignored it because I was ready to listen to everything that he wanted me to do.
aren't
So
you
he
special?
told me to eat exactly what we planned out and not to do anything different. So I was like, okay, that's gonna be easy because that's what I like. I want someone to tell me exactly what I'm supposed to eat. But it's like, I feel like there's a right and there's a wrong. I asked him, should I log my food somewhere, because he wanted me to stay under a carb limit, and he said, no, don't log your food. And in my head I was like, then how do I know how many carbs I'm staying under? Because he gave me a specific number. And then I was like, well, should I count calories? And he was like, no, don't worry about calories because I don't want you to become obsessive or anything like that. Just follow exactly what I told you to eat. So I was just like, okay. I was really excited not to have to count calories because that is like my least favorite thing to do in like the whole world. It's so overwhelming, but it does the job.
Oh, you know what's so funny is that there was a video probably about a year ago where she was throwing Becky under the bus because she is the one that felt like calorie counting was overwhelming. Do y'all remember that? So basically, she was just projecting everything that she felt onto Becky, as she normally does, and right now she is admitting it.
Counting calories is like the number one way of losing weight. So it was the next day, and I was following plan exactly like he told me to do. And it was about the day was over halfway over. And normally I don't really like eating breakfast. You guys know this about me. So my day was kind of off kilter already because he wanted me to eat breakfast. So I was just following plan, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do something he told me not to do. I decided to go on MyFitnessPal, and I decided to log my food on there. Everything that I was going to eat that day, because everything was ready, set, and scheduled to go. And I still had dinner to eat. So I was logging my food, doing my thing, and I was excited. I was like, okay, I could probably eat like this every day. I don't have to eat tons of fruit and veggies. Like, okay, if I could lose weight and not have to eat those, cool. Because I should believe everything a weight loss doctor says, right? See, it sounds like I'm being like rude. I'm really not. This is just like how I feel for me and like my body.
For me though, but for me,
situation. But anyways, so I logged everything, and my sodium was over 4,000 milligrams. I think it was at 4,600.
Since when do you care?
I was about to say 46,000. I'd be dead. Yeah, it was at 4,600 milligrams, and that took me aback, especially because the calories. The calories versus the sodium completely shook me. It was like 720 calories. That was all I was going to eat every single day. And I was like, my eating disorder mind and like everything that's happened to me in the past with like food.
Your eating
and, like,
disorder mind,
everything
huh?
just like
see where she looked?
Single day. And I was like, my eating disorder mind and like everything that's happened to me in the past with like food and like everything just like came rushing back. And I started thinking of Octavia, and I started thinking of my binge eating disorder, and I was just like, what? 720 calories? I can't do it. See, and it's not even just like, oh, but I can like stop eating that and add more of that to my diet and, you know, make sure I don't have as much sodium, but like higher my calories. I couldn't, because he told me distinctively, this is what you're going to be eating every single day. And I don't know. I want to know. DM me if you want. Is 720 calories every single day? Is that okay for someone? Especially when there's like really no fruits and no vegetables. It's all very like processed meats and things like that. And it's like a lot of sodium. Is that like okay? So before anyone clocks me and they're like in the comments and they're saying, well, you eat, you know, tons of sodium on the daily basis anyways.
Blah, blah, blah.
You guys, I am trying my hardest to find a sustainable, doable, healthy,
nothing's doable for you,
not malnourished type of lifestyle. If I'm going to be starting a new diet plan and I truly have to like try every single day not to eat the junk that I want to eat and to become a healthier me and lose weight, I don't want to be doing something unhealthy. I thoroughly believe
she's got her eyebrow furrow, her acting furrow going on.
Trust your gut. And I have done this so many times. I know, I'm annoying. Hate me, I'm sorry. But it's just like, this is my life. That is a hideous shirt. I'm trying to find what is right for me. And I know what's right for me. And it's like staring right at my face. It's just like, me, pick me, pick me. And it's just like, it's so obvious what's right for me.
I don't understand what she's talking about.
I just have to do it. I know a lot of people are going to be mad at me. A lot of people are going to be upset with me. But I'm not following my doctor's plan anymore. I don't even think I'm ever going to see him again. I don't feel comfortable eating only 700 calories and having over 4,000 milligrams of sodium. It just doesn't make sense to me. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I want to be able to eat vegetables. I personally like vegetables. I mean, I don't eat them every day. But like when I'm on track and trying to become a better me,
Vegetables are key. They make me feel better. I want to be able to have some fruit here and there. Moral of the story, 700 calories, over 4,000 milligrams of sodium. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't add up in my brain. It's not right for me. But I do want to let everyone know, don't you fret. I've not given up. I'm back on the bicycle and I'm going to be making a whole other video. Well, I think it's just going to be like part of a vlog or something. And girl, I'm going to be weighing in again because he wanted me to throw away the scale. And I'm just like, I'm not. I need to weigh myself. I am almost 600 pounds. I'm like 40 pounds away from 600 pounds.
I'm already tuning out. I'm having a hard time.
To tell me I am not getting closer to that number. Like, that's what? If you see a weight loss doctor and they tell you things that are just downright, like, not something that you feel in your gut is going to work for you, because trust me, that what he told me to do might work for other people, 100%. But does that work for me?
You don't know, though.
No, I don't think it does. And that's okay. You need to find something that works for you.
Don't
and
preach,
I hate
girl.
preaching to the choir when I'm literally like the most worst like influence when it comes to weight loss. I understand that. But again, I don't stop getting on that bike no matter how many times I fall off. And I feel like someone
No, she's rebuilding the bike. Like I said, this is more than just getting back on the bike. She is trying to build her own bike before she has even learned to ride it.
Please give me credit for that, because I could literally turn this whole channel into a mukbang channel and I could make so much more money.
Oh my God,
now,
is that a threat? Is that a threat?
But I would die a lot sooner. So I'm gonna stop rambling. I told you guys I wasn't gonna ramble, but I just wanted to be honest with you guys because that is what my channel is about. Honesty, real. This is what's happening in my life.
Yes, that's totally what your channel's about.
It's always gonna be like that. But again, this channel is not just about my weight. It's about everything. Like, I show you
About
guys
your
all kinds of different
lives.
stuff, and I don't want that ever to end. I just want this to be a lifestyle
Okay,
channel.
she's doing her acting thing. Oh, hi, I'm Amberlyn. That thing, that's what she's doing.
My life, my fur babies, my girlfriend, my family. Like,
God, I hate that she says fur babies. She ruined
Okay, again, I'm
it.
rambling. I'm gonna end this video.
Okay, bye.
And I'll see you guys
Okay,
next
bye.
one. Bye.
Okay, bye. Okay, guys. Okay, bye.